Hey guys, welcome back. As always, my name is Laser, and today, my friends, I'm gonna restart an old series. This is my fashion frame series. Basically, I take a frame or two or three or I don't know, a couple of frames, and I show you my best fashion frames or the ones that I enjoy. Now I'm gonna be restarting this series simply because a lot of you guys liked my Nidus, so let's talk about Nidus. I got two fantastic fashion frames which I want to show you. First of all, we're gonna use a couple of captura scenes, and I'm a lot more comfortable if I go ultra wide, so if you don't mind, there we go, much better. I like seeing a whole lot more of the scene, and you can get some really cool dynamic shots as well if you're going for ultra wide. So let's talk Nidus. Nidus by default, the look he has, well, I don't know if you can call it pretty. You can call it unique, you can call it interesting, but isn't something I would call pretty. Now Nidus also has that fantastic, absolutely amazing skin, the premium skin, but for the life of me, I cannot fashion this one. I'm still in the process of making it quote-unquote desirable. So we're gonna talk about this one. This is Night Hunter Nidus. Of course, you get the skin, you get the helmet, and you get the Siandana as well. It is Tenogen, please don't throw your rotten tomato at me. The thing about Nidus is that you can make him look either super gooey, icky, bio, or you can go for a slightly different approach depending on the base skin that you're gonna go for. The colors I'm gonna be using are gonna be cheap colors, okay? Except the skins. Yes, the skins are expensive because they're Tenogen, but the colors will be mostly from classic packs that everybody should have unlocked. Unfortunately, Digital Extremes does not unlock the whole classic pack at the start, and the color black is locked, so there's that to bear in mind. Now, if you're going for a look such as this one, this to me screams a whole lot more Van Helsing than biotechno gooey icky infested, so it's definitely a slightly different look, but in the same vein as base Nidus. Now for this one, of course, we're gonna go Night Hunter helmet and skin, the Excalibur Umbra Noble animation. This is an animation that I choose very often for male frames, simply because I feel it's the most neutral. Yes, that's the word I'm going for. Neutral design. Because if you go for something like this, he just looks off. I don't know. So yes, Excalibur Umbra Noble, this is the one that you can receive for free upon completing the quest. But of course, as always, my friends, feel free to mix and match. Now, since we're going Night Hunter, I'm gonna go with the Siandana as well, the Night Hunter Siandana. Now, this Siandana, because of the texture, because of the feel, because of all the details built into this one by MZ3, it doesn't really match a whole lot of frames, but of course, it will match to the skin absolutely beautifully. To get this one to open, however, and see it in all its glory, you gotta glide. Careful about clipping, however. Clipping is always an issue. The more intricate a skin is, the more bulky you're going for that look, the more issues you will have with clipping. And this is how Night Hunter looks, something like that. Check out all the details, man, that the creator put into this one. Absolutely freaking insane. Phenomenal. Now, of course, when you're blasting through Warframe, there's a good chance you're not gonna get to enjoy all of those beautiful, beautiful details. But you'll know they will be there. For this particular fashion, I end up going for the classic LGV color combination. Let's go mutation. You can toggle it here. It's on by default when you go captura. It's got that whole more aggressive look and all whatnot. So for the primary color, I chose not to go for pure white. If you're going for pure white from the smoke pack, for example, you're gonna lose some of that surface detail, some of that texture detail. Take a look at the foot, lower right hand side of the screen where my mouse is. If I go full white, you see that? You lose some of that detail, and especially again in a mission when there's a million bloody effects going off, I'd suggest you go for a little bit of gray. As an alternative to the classic pack, classic saturated should be the first pack you unlock. You can go for something like this, like a gray's gray. There's not gonna be a whole lot of difference there. For a secondary color, we're gonna go for a red. Now this red is a crimson red. I wouldn't really advise going for a full-on Ferrari red or super bright red. To me, that screams a little bit child's toy. I would try to go a little bit more into crimson or dark red, again depending on your taste. Keep in mind that these colors will take on a whole new look depending on the light that you have in your scene or in your mission. At the end of the day, everybody looks cool with the proper lighting or with the correct amount of alcohol. That's not important. Tertiary, yes, tertiary for this one. I tried all sorts of, I tried going for grays, I tried going for lights, but in the end I simply went for black. Now this black, it's not the blackest black. The blackest black in Warframe is from the smoke color pack in the lower left hand side. Now if you take a look at the inner thigh of Nidus, can you see the difference when I glance over? You can't probably. Keep in mind that everything I'm showing you right now on YouTube is a lot downgraded because of YouTube's compression algorithm or whatever else. The videos don't look as good as when I make them, so I'm sorry about that. Everybody has to like deal with this issue. But the point is, if you want the blackest black, it's this one. The black from the fire pack, however, still allows a little bit of detail to shine through. The thing about Nidus in general, even with this amazing Night Hunter skin, and hats off to the creator for it, there's still a lot going on. There's a lot going on with Nidus. As for accents, again, we're going for gray. We're using the fire pack again, and this is a darker gray. I kind of mixed and matched, and again, this will take on a different look depending on the color of the room. For energy color, I'm still not satisfied with this. I played around with red, I played around with white, I played around with orange, because orange technically in this color combination kind of works, but I ended up going for pure white in the end. It's simply the one that covers most of the bases. I'm still not fully happy with it, and if you are to go for two-tone energy on this one, it just feels like it kind of makes them look a little bit too childish, but that's just my 2 cents on them. That's pretty much it for the colors. In attachments, careful with the attachments. I'm using the Osira. It's one of the more newer sets. It adds a whole lot of bulk, and I'm going for leg plate, shoulders, and chest plate as well. But you gotta be careful about the colors. You gotta go for darker colors than the one you went on your Nidus. If you're just gonna copy pasta your colors, they're just gonna look off, like a different shade of white. This is because of the difference in textures from the Osira to the Night Hunter Nidus. So you gotta go a couple of shades darker for your red as well, more crimson, and for your grays as well. Also in the attachments, you can choose to use this thing, this loincloth thing coming down from his... Yeah, this unlocks when you buy the premium skin for Nidus, which I think is like 400 plat or 600 plat, something like that. I don't know what this is, a protector of some sort, but you know what, I thought he looked cooler like this, so we're gonna keep it. The last thing which I want to touch up on are regalias. A lot of players simply skim over this, but regalia is important because you can do a number of different cool tricks. In the case of the emblem, I always go with my clan emblem. If it's gonna be an LGV fashion frame with white, red, and black, I'm just gonna go with the clan emblems, the LGV logo up top. But when it comes to the sigils, I don't know if you noticed, but I use the glow effect on my chest. You see that? Using the Accord sigil. Look at that. Right? You can manipulate things to make them look like you gotta glow, some sort of energy Iron Man-ish thing. This is the place I always test to see if my shiny chest attachment is too much or not. Take a look at that. You see that? The energy is coming through really, really nicely. Now take a look at all that surface detail right now in this shot. It looks amazing, doesn't it? So if you go for absolute colors like absolute white or absolute black, you're gonna lose some of that. And now you can see the little chest effect as well. So you can use these little tricks to kind of put your fashion frame over the top. And that's pretty much it for the Night Hunter Nidus. The next one is something I recently came up with. It's based on the brand new Technocyst skin, and I mean, take a look at this. Look, this is such a huge departure from what Night Hunter Nidus is, from what base Nidus is, all the way to Techno, which is absolutely bloody insane. Oh my god, I've been talking for 15 minutes already. I am so sorry. Okay, we're gonna skim through this one a bit more quicker than the other one. It's based on the brand new Technocyst skin. Of course, this makes it robotic, cybernetic, and all of that good stuff. You're gonna go once again for the Excalibur Noble animation, but with this one, with this particular look, I feel you have a greater degree of flexibility when it comes to the stance. Take a look at this. This is simple, Hydroid Agile, one of the most simple, aggressive noble stances in Warframe. The problem with this one, it doesn't really have all that cool weapon animations. Now, moving on really quickly, we're gonna go over to the attachments. I chose Vetala shoulder plates because every time you want to add a little bit of bulk, Vetala and Osira are the way to go, definitely. For a chest guard, I really had a hard time choosing this one because there's a lot that look really cool on this particular skin, and you can go for nothing. Take a look at all the detail. Beautiful. You saw I went for another chest attachment there to make it a little bit of glowy. That's simply the way I like to do my Warframes, but if you got the Dex Rax Shaka, this works a treat. And again, this one was free for the anniversary and all whatnot, was it? Yeah, it's Dex, so it was free. Magor leg guards. Why Magor? They're not that special because of the bulk they add. Take a look at without the Magor. It's so thin, right? I mean, it's like chicken legs. It's like chicken legs, seriously. It's the one issue I have. Not necessarily with the skin, it's not the skin's fault. It's the base Nidus, basically, that has this fault. And you can go for something like this, but you'll always see it from the back that it's just like a football thing. And the Osira I already used, and I don't want to overuse it, but you do have a couple of options. Like, for example, the Targus Prime. Yeah, it adds the correct amount of bulk, it adds a lot of detail, also a little glowy effect, but again, from the back, you kind of see it, which is why I like the Magor. The Magor kind of wraps around. See that? It adds those little bit of what looks to be small jetpacks on his boots, which would not make him jetpacks, would make him jet boots, but that's not important. The look is important in this case. A lot of bulk, and I dig how the effect of the ephemera kind of just goes through the legs and ignores the leg attachments there. I didn't go for the loincloth thing. The stream said I shouldn't. My stream said I shouldn't. But you know what? I'm just gonna go for it now since they're not gonna probably see this video. I like how this thing looks. It just gives me that whole Predator vibe. You guys seen Predator? Amazing series of movies. It just gives me that Predator vibe, and I'm definitely gonna go for this one. Although, I will be honest, it doesn't have that whole ticky feeling that the rest of the Fashion Frame has. Fashion Frame is experimentation, my friends. You put stuff on, you take stuff off, you see which one you like the best. And don't listen to anybody else. If you like it, then it's good. Then it's good enough. Vengeful Charge Ephemera, you get this one from Kuvaliches. I thought it would work really well, considering we're going for a whole cyborg theme for this one, okay, a whole robotic theme. And the electricity, this one, well, electricity-like effect this one gives off, really looks cool. And you know what? I got through 2 Fashion Frames without using wings. In this case, it would be double wings, and I thought that would be weird. But again, experiment, my friends. When it comes to the colors, let's quickly go over them. These are classic Orokin colors. Once again, we're not going for pure white. We're going for slight gray, bright gray, if you want to call it something like that. Secondary is going to be black. The black is black. Gold color. Now, I keep saying this and I will keep repeating it. The ideal gold color is from the Easter pack, top left corner. This is the goldest gold from my point of view. The more realistic gold. You can go for brighter gold if you so desire. You got something like in the fire pack if you really want to stand out with bright orangish gold or more yellowish gold. There's a lot of golds you can use, but from my point of view, this is quote-unquote the gold. And of course, we're gonna go for accents as well, the exact same color. For emissive and energy, we're gonna go once again for a single color. We're not gonna use the whole two-tone thing. That two-tone thing very rarely really works out nicely. You gotta have some nice contrasting colors for that one. This is from the ice pack. I use this aqua, greenish, marinish, blue, whatever you wanna call it. But you know what? If you don't have the ice pack unlocked, this is a beautiful blue for colors, for energy colors. But if you don't have this one, forget about it and just use classic saturated, this one or this one. If you want something more greenish or more bluish, it's not gonna make a huge difference. It's still gonna look balls to the walls amazing. Okay, we talked about the attachment. Siandana, another Tenogen. Tsujinasa. I mean Tsujinasa. My friends, this is the Tsujinasa. You gotta has it. You gotta has it. I mean, if you wanna buy some Tenogen Siandana, Repala is still MVP from my point of view. Because it's gonna work on mostly everything. It gives the regal look, it gives the warrior look, it gives the everything. It's just, the guy who designed this, just master noob. Absolutely insane. Absolutely bloody insane. But for a techie look, we're gonna go with the Tsujinasa, same colors as before. Once again, we're gonna hit the regalia. For emblems this time, I felt like my LGV emblems didn't really match, so I went for Virus emblems, because from time to time they do that. See that? It's like they're taking mini far, you get it? Yeah? And it like spray color. It's like they're spraying color from time to time. So Virus emblem, definitely something you should have in your collection. For a front sigil, I used the same Accord sigil, made it small, played around with all the sliders, the alpha, the everything. Look how the alpha is right now, right? If I go crazy, look at that. See that? And this is what I tested. I just leave and see if I'm happy with the brightness. As too much. That's way too much, too overpowering. You don't, because if you're gonna make it too bright, then it's gonna kind of drown out some of the details a little bit too much. So if you're gonna go for the whole Iron Man thing, it works especially well on this one because, you know, techie and all whatnot. In the light, you might think it's better bright like this, right? Because let's be honest, it is better like this in bright light. But when you go to darker light, you want to have something like this. You don't want it to be like too much in your face. I think it was something like this. Anyway, I'll obsess about this slider just a tad later. And speaking about obsessing over sliders, my friend, if you want to put your fashion frame over the top, and don't do this if you value your sanity, honestly mine went out the window years ago, so that's not important, go for a weapon. Okay, make sure you're trying to complete the look with a weapon. Let me show you the Stalta. Now this was a simple trick because I just used the Stalta with the incredible Unreal Tournament skin and I just copy pasted the colors. That was easy and that's an amazing fit. But of course this was not enough for me. I like to torture myself. So I went for the following. I don't like machetes, I don't like melee, but there is a skin which just came out. The name of the skin is, I know, this thing. I mean, the rest of the skins are just like, why are you even here? Why do you even wipe when you this? Made by Lukinuyu and Helia. I apologize if I butchered your names. It was not my intention. Look, it looks amazing, doesn't it? When you have a weapon that looks this good, you want to showcase it on yourself. Take a look. I obsessed about an hour over how to place the sword properly because what you can do, go to appearance, holster style, you buy a holster, right? You buy a holster and then you obsess over the ideal position. I like that, it's gonna clip for everything. Initially I put it on the other side, right? I put it there because it seems more logical to be on that hip, but the problem is with putting it there and then using the Stalta as a general look, it would clip for the handle because it's like so much bulk. So then I put it on the other hand and played around with the sliders for like an hour to get the ideal position. Look at this. Beautiful. Absolutely freaking insane, man. And I do believe that's pretty much it, my friends. I can't believe I talked for about 20 minutes about fashion frame. Now, can I ask a favor of you guys? In all honesty, would you like to see more stuff like this? I can't make fashion frame videos short. I can't. I'm incapable. I tried. They turned out like garbage. I didn't like them. I didn't want to upload them. So if you want me to make more stuff like this, could you please leave a like? Trust me, I'll know. I got the stats and all whatnot, so I know a video like this, how much likes it gets. So if you want to see more, please drop a like. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, favorite, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!